Hello everyone, welcome to the Collection Centre of the National Motor Museum. It's been closed to the public for most of this year and we'd love to have shown you around but we haven't been able to. So this is the substitute, an opportunity to show you a few items Christmas themed from our collections. We have to keep the building very secure at this time of year because we've got such a treasure trove of Christmas items and gifts and toys that we're a bit worried that Santa and his helpers, if they knew about it, would come in here and children, young and old, would benefit from all of the things we've got here. But at the moment, I don't think they know about it up in Lapland, and luckily we have no chimneys in the building, so it's all looking good so far, and everything hopefully should be in place for me to show you a few of the items with the help of two of our staff, Gail Stewart-Bye, our Curator of Objects, and Patrick Collins, our Inquiries Officer. So firstly I'm going to start off by taking you downstairs to meet Gail.
You follow me?
This is our object store. We've got lots of items covered up. I'm sure some of you have been down here already, but we'll just take you through that into Gail's workroom. So Gail, can you show us some of the items from the Christmas collection? I see you've got some nice items out here.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's probably a good idea to start with our sort of more luxury end of the market. We have quite a good range of items that were given to staff members by the Rolls-Royce company, and these ones in particular are more modern ones. This set in particular was given as an appreciation for all the hard work that the staff had given that year. But quite often what they do give them is something like a small hamper. So it might be cheese and crackers or a bottle of wine or chocolates, those kinds of things. And so they're a really nice thing. They're the sort of thing that generally would get thrown away. But it's quite nice to represent those kinds of items in the collection. And then moving on, we've got some much older Christmas decorations. These are from around about the 1920s. These are actually made out of paper mache, this particular one is. And then this one is a glass one. Here. You can see really pretty, but very fragile. And then moving on, these are all Christmas tree decorations, and they're modern ones, but you'll see that a lot of them kind of are more kind of reproduction versions. So we've got everything from sort of trucks with Christmas trees on, which are quite sweet, and then these really lovely ones, which are really very simple but really effective, with little snowmen and Father Christmases, those kinds of things. Little race cars. This is just a sample of some of the items that we've got, and of course we do represent caravanning as well, because it's part of motoring. It's a really lovely festive caravan here, adorned with its Christmas lights. So as I say, these ones are quite modern to the collection, collected within the last sort of 10 years or so. And what we try and do is find new ones each year. And what we have had is, in the last couple of years, Beaulieu has had its own Christmas decoration. And I'll lift that up so that you can see. But really rather lovely. So they represent not only motoring, but obviously the Beaulieu estate as well.
Thank you, Gail, that's really interesting, and I'm very impressed with how the Prosecco has been here for so many years and still, I can confirm, is as sealed as it was on the day it was made, so well done for that. I gather you've got some advent calendars in the collection you want to show us.
Yes, certainly, yeah. Okay. Okay, so over here we've got quite a lot of our more modern Christmas material, in particular, as Russell's just mentioned, some of our Advent calendars. So you can see this particular one was actually from Marks and Spencer's about 8 years ago. Unfortunately, the chocolates have gone now from that one. And then we've got a couple of Hot Wheel ones in the collection. Again, Hot Wheels is a really popular game and toy with children. So what I'm not quite sure about is whether that's got chocolates. No, it's actually got little model cars in, so that's quite nice. And then we've got just smaller little, this is actually a reproduction Victorian Advent calendar, but obviously you can see the difference between what the Victorians and Edwardians would have had, literally just a little picture behind it compared to chocolates and toys and little gifts inside. And then moving on, we've got another Advent calendar, but a 3D sort of shape here, a little wooden truck, which is rather sweet, so you can just put your own little gifts in there. We have quite a number of selection boxes. This is a sort of 1960s version. Again, it's empty, no chocolates, I'm afraid. But you know, really lovely illustrations there of cars. And little gift sets as well. This is actually a soap set, so not particularly related to cars inside, but it's got a really lovely image on the front there. Some of you, I'm sure, will remember this this record, Home for Christmas. This was advertising Milky Way chocolate bars, so I thought we needed to have that in the collection, really.
Thank you, Gail, that was fascinating. So I gather the collection, at least the Christmas part of our collection, started with some of the Edwardian postcards that you collected.
Yes, indeed it did. Down here we have quite a good selection of some of our Edwardian Christmas postcards. As Russell just mentioned, the Christmas collection really started with the Edwardian postcards, and that was because they were such a beautiful representation of motoring in Christmas for that period of time. I think it's they're so evocative of the time period, and we've got them on a sort of range of different Christmas themes. So we've got really kind of jolly Christmas here, right through to lovely little snowmen courting couples here. And we have about 600 items in the collection at the moment, Christmas related items, and as I say, they started really with the Edwardian postcards, and then it's sort of grown from there really. As well as the postcards, what we also have is some really lovely Christmas adverts from different car companies, particularly Lucas, for example. They did a really great range in the 1960s and 70s of Christmas adverts for all of their car accessories. So as you can see here, it's advertising, buying somebody an accessory for Christmas. Whether or not you'd be too impressed with that, I'm not really sure. But and then following suit there, we've got adverts from people like Esso and Austin and various other motor industries as well. And again, they're really kind of evocative of their time. They're sort of aspirational, I guess. Alongside that, we have some really nice Christmas Carol leaflets here, and these were sent out, sponsored by Esso, but they were sent out by individual garages, and you'll see just down below, each garage is sort of advertising its sort of wares, and all it is just a lovely little Christmas carol thing, and presumably they want you to get together and have a little sing around your garage for Christmas. And then moving on from there, we go to the more modern ephemera. In particular, again, 1950s, 60s, 70s, we've got things like Triang toy catalogues. So again, all of those little aspirational toys that you might want to seek out, little toy models, those sorts of things. This is really nice. It's a little playaways. It's a little Christmas story by Enid Blyton, with a little boy opening up his lovely model car there. And that leads us into the more modern Christmas cards. And again, we've got quite a significant number of modern Christmas cards. And they're everything from people who've drawn their own version of either their own car, right through to particular companies sending adverts really for their particular make and model of cars. So it gives us an opportunity to tell the story of motoring Christmas in a whole range of different ways. Right from the early period of motoring in the sort of late Victorian, early Edwardian period, right the way up to the modern day, with some of the, as I say, the more modern Christmas cards and decorations.
Thank you, Gail. That was fascinating. A lovely insight into some of the collection that you've helped build up over the years. Thank you. And so now we're going to take you upstairs. We're going to leave Gail here to put her Christmas music on really loudly. Of course, her favourite song is Driving Home for Christmas by Chris Rea, so we'll let her do that and head upstairs to see Patrick in the reading room. Up the stairs again. So we'll head through into the reading room. Hello Patrick, what would you like to show us?
Well, Russell, thank you very much. Christmas is all about surprises, and if there's one thing we've got plenty of in this place, it's surprises. So if you follow me, I'll show you one of my favourites. Welcome to the reference library. Now, among the shelves of books and magazines, we also have this wall of grey boxes. This contains our collection of car handbooks. Now, your car handbook and mine probably tells you your car's tyre pressures and then probably gives you 40 pages telling you how to use Bluetooth. But a few decades ago, a car handbook was, if anything, a small workshop manual telling you or your man how you could maintain your car. And a few years ago, we had an inquiry from a customer who wanted some technical information for an 8-litre Bentley. Well, I knew we had an 8-litre Bentley handbook on the shelf, so I came down here to take it out, opened the cover looking for the contents page, and the first thing that I saw when I opened it was this signature inside the cover. W.O. Bentley. What a surprise. Going further in, I found this letter stuck inside the cover, dated 7th July 1968, and it's a letter from W.O. Bentley to Edward Lord Montague, thanking him for the lunch that he'd received when he'd visited the previous week, and offering this manual, this handbook, to Lord Montague for the library. So as I say, you never know when you're going to find a surprise in this collection. We've got some photographs as well of Bentley's visit on that date, showing him with the 4.5 litre Bentley, which was in the collection at that time.
So back in the reading room, Patrick, you've got some items you want to show us from the Car Illustrated.
Yes, a few, if you like, Christmas-themed covers. Now, the Car Illustrated was the journal edited by Lord Montague's grandfather, John Montague, motoring Member of Parliament, motoring pioneer. And this magazine, a weekly journal, a journal of travel by land, sea and air, as it was called, Montague was a great friend of Charles Sykes, the artist, the sculptor, the creator of the Rolls-Royce Spirit of Ecstasy. And for a number of years, Sykes provided the artwork for the Christmas edition of the magazine. And here's a few examples, ranging from views of London, driving at night, and some of the slightly more unusual themes that Sykes was well known for, often involving winged figures. And a number of the original artworks of these may be seen on display in Palace House.
Thank you, Patrick, that's excellent. Just a couple of insights really into what we've got here in the reference library, and we're very much looking forward to next year and the future, when hopefully we can welcome you back here and you can see many more of the items in this building for yourself.